Crystal Palace versus Arsenal is the game that's going to be played on Monday, and here we come with our first video of the day, bringing you the match preview of Arsenal versus Crystal Palace. When you look at Arsenal, they're really going to this beautiful game of football after winning 2-1, but the game had what we call a nervy end, although Arsenal went ahead to win it. But all I want to let you know is that big opening games of the season are always hard. If at all your team really registers a win, just go obviously hail it, because every team wants to come up and obviously get a better start. You saw Nottingham that really lost to Arsenal 2-1, trying to force to get a draw, and yesterday they went ahead to win against Sheffield by 2-1. So it shows you that they're really a beautiful team, with Awaini eventually scoring again yesterday, and he's one of the top scorers in the league with 2 goals right about now. Smash the like button close to 400 times. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a day. Remember, I want to hit how many subscribers? 17,000 subscribers before the end of this month, and I know we can make it happen because of you guys. So feel free to obviously smash the like button, and let's get into this game of football. Even Crystal Palace won their first game, I think, by 1-0, and they are going to host Arsenal in a fixture that opened up the previous season of 2022-2023 that ended. Arsenal won that fixture by 2-1. It was Gabriel Martinelli and Mark Guehi scoring that. He's scoring in his own net after trying to intercept that cross from the byline that Bukayo Saka put into the 18-yard box area using his weaker foot. That's how the game ended. When they came to Emirates, it was a goal thriller. It ended 4-1 in favor of Arsenal. I think Bukayo Saka scored, Trossard scored, I think even Jesus scored, and Granit Xhaka also scored. That game ended 4-1 in favor of Arsenal. So it shows you that it's another London derby. And remember, last season Arsenal won all the London derbies. You know, they won all the London derbies that are really major. They beat Tottenham Hotspur home and away. They beat Chelsea home and away. They beat Tottenham Hotspur home and away. They beat Fulham home and away. They beat Crystal Palace home and away. Those are the major London derbies. 10 games. Arsenal got the maximum of 30 points. Now, this is a plus that Arsenal need to add to their season, that they went ahead to win all of the London derbies. Will they do the same thing this season? Because if you're supposed to replicate what you did last season, you need to maintain the positives and obviously rectify the negatives that took through into your season. Arsenal players that are really away: Gabriel Jesus is away. For Julian Timber is a constant, is going to be out for some 7 months until the end of the season. That is Julian Timber for you, and the rest of the players are really available. When you look at Crystal Palace, they are obviously having a very good team that can obviously come in through and really shock Arsenal and give them a major shock. But I believe with the departure of departure of Wilfred Zaha, they're a little bit weaker. But this other guy that wanted to go to Chelsea is also injured. That is the name of the guy. Olise is another one who is really injured, that cannot make it to where Arsenal is going to play with Crystal Palace at Selhurst Park. So Arteta, in the game they played against Crystal Palace, Arteta in the game they played against Nottingham Forest had a lot to do and made some good changes. Played Thomas Partey in the right back and then shifted to a 3-4-3. He started Edin Ketia and Julian Timber, but without Julian Timber, who do we expect for Arsenal to come in through and obviously play a very pivotal moment into that fixture? Let's start it off with the predicted starting 11 as Crystal Palace takes on Arsenal, and Crystal Palace really has made some good signings. Even, do you know Franca, the Brazilian that was linked to Arsenal? He was signed to the side of Crystal Palace, and they're looking like they're really charging for the better. Now, when you look at Arsenal, however much David Raya is going to have to come in through, I believe this is not the game to give him to start. I believe Aaron Ramsdale is going to start in goal, but a lot of pressure is going to be in between him. Every time he's going to be really making a mistake, guess where the camera is going to be flashing? The camera is going to be flashing. The camera is going to be flashing at what we call the second choice goalkeeper, that is David Raya. And very soon we'll know who is going to be the first or second choice goalkeeper of Arsenal. But Aaron Ramsdale all the way into the mix. I obviously put him in. Then right back, I think it's going to go back to where it was. Ben White is going to play as the right back for this Arsenal side, and is going to obviously give them the best that they deserve as a team into that fixture, because Thomas Partey played at the right back. On the left back, it's going to be Alexandra Zinchenko. I think we're welcoming back Zinchenko from his injury, and is going to be playing for Arsenal. Remember, he has not kicked a ball ever since Arsenal played against which team last season. So he has not played the preseason and took part into the behind doors game that Arsenal won by 3-0 against Everton. Was it on Monday or Tuesday? And they really won that game of football. Bukayo Saka scored 1 goal and Trossard scored a brace, and Zinchenko returns into the left back position. The right side of the central defense, William Saliba is going to maintain his position, because he's really that guy that has shown us that he's really ready to get this to the next level. Then on the left side of the central defense, I think it's going to be Gabriel Magalhaes returning. Remember, for the very first time he was really benched, yet he was physically fit. That is Gabriel Magalhaes, and he comes in through to play on the left side of the central defense, and we all know that we're going to have to make a very good partnership in between him and William Saliba. Now the midfield needs some sort of reinforcement, because if you're going to play at home, you need to act well like you're playing away from home, and know that Crystal Palace has one of the decent midfields that you obviously come and talk about. When they played Sheffield, they had Dokore and Lema in the midfield plus Eze. That is a very strong midfield three, and I know he's going to go with that midfield. So to my own understanding, it's obviously going to be Thomas Partey returning into the single pivot to play into that position, because all things got better when Arsenal brought him into the central midfield in that game of Crystal Palace. Then alongside the captain, that is Martin Odegaard in a midfield three, obviously Declan Rice will come in through to obviously act into a number 8 position that he looks better in. To me, I think he's going to be a better player into the number 8 position until he sinks deep into the chemistry of this Arsenal side. So that is my midfield three as Arsenal takes on Crystal Palace. I think it can obviously absorb the midfield of Dokore, Eze, and this other guy called Lema. So that is it, and let's go to the forwards, meaning that some changes are going to be made in this back four. That is Gabriel Magalhaes and Zinchenko coming into that back four. Then in the midfield, we expect to see a midfield three of Declan Rice, Thomas Partey, and Martin Odegaard. So Bukayo Saka, who scored a stunner as they played Nottingham Forest and scored in the midweek as they played a friendly, is expected to start as a right forward unless otherwise is injured, but we've not gotten any news threatening us about this guy. Then on the left forward, it's going to be Gabriel Martinelli, who put in a very good assist as Arsenal took on that Nottingham Forest side. Then people will obviously ask themselves, why is this going to happen? Because Trossard scored a brace, but I really believe however much Trossard scored a brace, he has not yet met the levels to obviously take Arsenal to where they deserve to be, and I think he's going to come off the bench because Arteta is sold onto an idea of obviously developing Martinelli and growing his confidence as we get into the most important games of the season. Now, who is leading the line? Eddie Nketiah came in through and really scored, but I think as Arsenal is playing away, they are going to play with Kai Havertz. That is it. I believe Kai Havertz will lead the line because Arteta needs to really keep itself fast and obviously get that player that obviously does what you call the hold-up play. Nketiah is not good at doing the hold-up play and playing away from home. Kai Havertz is the best option for Arsenal to obviously front onto that team. So we anticipate some good changes in the central defense and in the midfield, because in the game of Crystal Palace, sorry, in the game of Nottingham Forest that Arsenal 1-1, Kai Havertz played in the midfield with Declan Rice, but this time around I think it's going to be Thomas Partey, Declan Rice, and Martin Odegaard to play to that position. My prediction, I think Arsenal is going to win it by 3-1. I'm giving Arsenal a 3-1 goal win against Crystal Palace, because I know with Roy Hodgson, not a team that really packs the bus a lot. But with Patrick Vieira, they used to pack the bus, put in the energy and the intensity, and obviously won the game. So I don't know what your thoughts are about that predicted starting 11 that is really sliding onto the left side of the screen. Who do you start? Who do you take off? That and more into the comment section, because I know everyone is entitled to his own opinion as far as all this is really concerned. But we need to see some elite performances coming in from Declan Rice, Martin Odegaard. We need to see him obviously releasing those forwards, and we need to see them really getting to where they're supposed to be. Mikel Arteta needs to get himself a win, because he's going to play again after Man City have gone ahead to play. That is it, meaning that he'll play when Man City has gone ahead, obviously win against Newcastle or not. That is, remember that game of Newcastle and Man City is going to be played later today, and if at all Man City wins, they'll be back on top of the table, and if at all they lose, they'll find themselves in a position of really being some points behind Arsenal. And Arsenal needs to capitalize onto this time of Man City when they're really unstable. I saw them playing the midweek when they're really lacking that edge, or that cutting edge from Kevin De Bruyne, Ilkay Gundogan, and Riyad Mahrez. And Kevin De Bruyne is going to be away for 4 months. What does that mean? Arsenal should capitalize on this period, win the winnable games, and obviously rectify where they failed to lift the trophy in the end of last season. So smash the like button close to 400 times. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on the stories that we do upload in here on a daily. But I predict Arsenal to win. I'm looking for your predictions. Tell me your thoughts about your predictions. And here I come in peace to say thank you for watching in, and I sign out for now. See you later, and I cover you all in the precious blood of Jesus Christ. May the living true God protect you abundantly. See you on Monday at Selhurst Park.